If someone doesn't know how to do this, then they're not going to get nearly as much out of stretching their hip flexors. And what I'm talking about here is a posterior pelvic tilt. And if you can do it effectively, then it's going to make a world of difference in regards to actually improving the flexibility of your hip flexors. Since our hip flexors contract when we're in hip flexion, we want to make sure we're in as much hip extension as possible when we're trying to stretch them. In this case, hip extension is just a fancy way of saying that we want to keep our hips or our pelvis stacked underneath our rib cage. And we can do this even more effectively by also posteriorly tilting our pelvis. When it comes to stretching your hip flexors, most people just jam their hips forward in hopes that they'll eventually find a good stretch sensation. But if you just take an extra couple of seconds to think about how your pelvis is oriented and how you're trying to get into the stretch in the first place, it is going to make such a difference. So set yourself up in a half kneeling position, push your butt forward and pull your hips under you as far as you possibly can, and then just try to drop into your breath. If you do it right, you'll probably find that you don't even have to lean that far forward. I'm barely moving, and this is just lighting up the front of my hip like crazy. And again, where we're trying to feel this is right through the front of the hip here. Learn how to maintain this position and how to breathe properly while you're holding a given stretch, and pay attention to how your flexibility gains actually start to stick. I hope this helped, and as always, thank you for watching.